Welcome back to Own the World, plays out of the park baseball as the Chicago White Stockings. It is time to jump into the 1885 offseason. So we are going to move here fast. You can see what goals have been laid out for us. Upgrade at shortstop. And I'm not quite sure what to do with this Arthur Irwin situation. He is not a great hitter. Let's just go with that. Great defender though, but that bat is not getting better. So we'll see what comes about through the draft. See if there's somebody we can shake out. Otherwise, we feel pretty good with what we have running it back. We do need to do something about the lip pike situation, but that I think will fix itself via some of these other guys. Oyster Burns should be his replacement because lip pike 40 already. Can't really see it though because he's still hitting in the 330s. So let's just go ahead and we'll get to jump on in to where we get to our awards. So first will be the Gold Glove winners. So this is usually Anson. Irwin has a shot here. You can see the American League and in the National League. Barkley picked it up. Interesting. Did not get it from Anson. That's kind of an upset there. But Sam Barkley picked it up in the second year. He should be winning lots of those over his career because that's the type of player he is. Lip Pike managed to win one. The talent in left field must be terrible, but he's won a few. He's got 9. And then you've got Jack O'Brien, who, again, great center fielder. The bat not playing quite as well, but still a very good ball player, so we're quite happy to have him on the club. Then we have reliever of the year. This is usually not something we see. Lennox Peach players retiring. Lawrence Farley, who played 2 years at Single A, and Frank Berkelback. Got it? Okay. And nobody got reliever of the year. Platinum sticks. This is where we shine as a club. So the American League, it would be these gentlemen. No, nothing that truly stands out, except for maybe Fred Mann there. Only hitting 260, but he did have 10 home runs. He just seemed to be more that archetype of a hitter. And then the National League, not a shock Dan Brothers wins, since he did lead the league in home runs and batting average, and just missed out on RBIs. Anson at third, he had a very down year for him, 299, but he did tie for the lead in home runs and led in walks, so his numbers end up looking better. Rookie of the year, I don't think we have any rookies, anybody who'd be that exciting. Philadelphia, Amos Cross in the American League. In the National League, Tommy McCarthy. Pittsburgh Alleghenies, that's a pretty good year. He's their 3rd round pick, too. Yeah, they got a great value out of him. Oh, because he's a pitch hit guy. Got it. Manager of the year, that will be us since we won the league. Cy Young. What is this? Gegas? Yeah, it's Brit in the American League, which is nobody's shocked by, and Gegas in the National League, which nobody is shocked by. MVP, this one, I think there's a lot more discussion, but I think it's got to be Brothers. In the American League, it's Ross Barnes again. Although Pete Odling got much closer. In the National League, yeah, it's brothers. Genghis did get one first place vote as well, but Anson finished a distant second. Also showing up on the board, Lit Pike for us. Okay, so now it's time to head off towards winter meetings. Let's see, we can raise ticket price. We'll go 0.38. No, not 338. That would be an interesting problem we would create by doing that. And we seem to keep doing pretty well on our overall. So let's see. Draft pool announcement is next. See if there's anybody exciting. So the Red Stockings would send me Fred Tenney, getting John Siegel and Ed Crane. Don't think I want Fred Tenney. I don't want Fred Tenney. None of that matters. Why would you tell me that? Okay, so this draft pool. Who is in this one? Jim Handebo, they think, will be number one, and he does look pretty good based on that. Got great names like Cannonball Titcomb, Wilbert Robinson. Oh, that's pretty bad for a position player. Otto Schomburg at first. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Silver King, Lou Bierbauer. So there's some good talent. That some of it may need to develop a bit more in this collection. Let's see. Is there anybody that as a whole is worth shopping around? I mean, Radcliffe still won't go. Well, he's 37 yet. He's probably going to be like, I don't want to go anywhere. Yeah, nobody's going to take him. In the outfield, it's quite the collection of bodies. We like McCaffrey. Like, these three are good. I don't know what he is adding to our club at this point. Charlie Riley. No, he needs to come off. And, someone like John Glenn, again, that's nothing. Will they take everything I offer them? Will somebody take that pile? People have offers to make. That's shocking. It's all relief pitchers. That is the ultimate poo-poo platter of stuff. Idle-Lot. We could have 4 and back, but that's just a bat at this point. Bill Boyd, another outfielder who's past his prime. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think we're stuck with what we got. There's not much that can happen here. Anybody else make any trades? Nope. So, Hall of Fame voting. This year there will actually be voting. So we'll stop by, and you can, if you think we make the right call or you think the right people get in, you can let me know down in the comments here. Let's see, Pittsburgh, Ship, or a Philadelphia. Oh boy, this sounds actually like they may have done something smart. Okay, so Dave Orr got traded. This is a big trade. Now, this is good for Pittsburgh because they're trading away from their first baseman stack of bodies. Now, what did they get in return? Monk Klein. Okay, that's a piece. And John Snead. Now they're collecting a center fielder. He can play right. Okay. Um, that is an interesting trade. Depending on their roster. Let's see what that looks like for their lineups. Did they do something good? Yeah. Um, that's not a terrible trade. And, you'd hope you get a little bit more in return, but they got two starter quality players for him, which was somebody they didn't really need. I can't fault that trade. Okay, so Hall of Fame voting. We have people to vote for. We have three choices. So Jim Carlton. I mean, this is going to be a pretty hard no for me. There's not much there. So second will be Bill Craver, a 7-time All-Star. He hit .311. He really only had a 7-year career. He was worth 13.5 WAR, which is a little on the low end, but also consider he only had 3 seasons where they played more than 60 games that were big. So he's the one, that's a big haul, small haul argument. And the last one is Cherokee Fisher. He was worth 26.8 WAR. So I do tend to be a little bit, think about that as the dividing line. His ERA plus 110. He did have a winning record. He had a 3.03 ERA, so he was a pretty good pitcher overall. You'd hope to see a lot more black ink for somebody who played in an era of 4 and 5 team leagues. So I think that's what concerns me. Let's see if the Baseball Nation page has anything. So these are all of his leaderboard appearances. Strikeouts. I mean, he's a tough one. I think he's borderline. We have, and maybe we're spoiled. We've got our catcher who's been that much better. Hyam's just been immensely better for that much longer. I mean, Cherokee Fisher, I can see why it went. He came in a little bit older, and so the 1871 guys do get knocked for that, but I mean, he fell apart at 32. I think I'm going to leave an empty ballot. I think we're going to go big. We're going to go small haul. I'm going to leave an empty ballot, and we're going to move on. I'm going to submit a ballot with no players. I don't think any of them are worthy for my Hall of Fame. But that's just my feeling, and I'll probably vote in my players because I have emotional attachments. But that's how you do it. So first year player draft. There are 75 players. We are picking 15th. So we'll get about 4 players. So let's start this, see if there's all players. I prefer batting rating, pitching stuff. Let's get the overall up there. So Jim Handebo, Lou Beermeyer, Jocko Flynn, Hub Collins. So it looks like all the big prizes will be gone by the time we go. So Baltimore with the first overall pick. Select Handebo. Not a shock. Louisville with the second pick. Cannonball Titcomb. Okay, they went pitching. It's not a bad way to go if you can pull starters. So third, Philadelphia. The Quakers, they go Jocko Flynn. We continue to go pitching. The early run. Cincinnati goes Wilbert, Uncle Robbie Robinson. New York goes Otto Schomburg. Lou Beermeyer. I think those were all the big promises. So at this point, we're going to go to us. Let's go default first. See any huge potential players. Yeah, there's some 3-star potential guys here. We can pick up Connie Mack. Collect our future manager and owner pile. So my scouting director, what does he feel? He likes honest Jack Boyle. Okay. So there is Nat Hudson. Is he worth taking a flyer on? He's a little far off. The bat actually plays better. So you think Larry Twitchell is the steal in this draft? Yeah, he could be. But I think we'll let that one ride. I do think you are right to go Jack Boyle. Okay. So now this is when it starts to get interesting. We've got these pitchers who can hit. Because Twitchell will be a great bat. It's just a matter of getting him to... Actually, he can play now in the outfield. So we're going to go ahead and grab Larry Twitchell. Because outside of him, there's nothing. Yeah, that's going to be the shock of the draft. And so at this point, this just becomes a bevy of garbage. I mean, William Hausman, he's got all the movement. He's a fastball sinker guy. He's 26. George Keefe, there's so many relievers that are hanging around in this league, it's just not worth it. So, who are you feeling? Tom Tercel, a catcher. I don't feel that. How about this Red Connolly? Center fielder. There doesn't seem to be much there. He's a switch hitter, and I do like switch hitters if you're, in the grand scheme. So I'm going to go ahead and take him. He's only 21. I feel fine doing that. So at this point, we get one player. It's one of these guys, Whoop B. Do we go for somebody like this and just hope for the best? Joe Yingling. I'm just going to meet his demand. There's nothing here, so. Awesome. So we've got the Rule 5 draft next. Do we have anybody? Masquerade. Leach Masquerade. He's 31. I have roster spots, so we may as well protect him. And Manziel. John Manziel. Again, we have roster spots. We probably should protect him. We have a poo-poo platter bodies down here. So They give us things we can trade, and we can think about what we want to do going forward with this Rule 5. I doubt there's anybody in this pool that we want. There has tended not to be. Jack Boyle, Joe Yingling, Red Connolly. Yeah. Let's just double check. Twitchell. 78 eligible players. Is there anybody that would provide anything? A 36-year-old John McMullen is the best hitter, in my opinion, but he can't field anymore. And for pitchers, there is nothing left. Although Bill Stearns, that is interesting. He's still throwing 95 to 97. I don't know how he's ended up Rule 5 eligible, but okay. So let's jump in, do this. We are just going to auto draft the complete draft because I don't foresee there being much happening. We aren't giving anybody up. So the Baltimore Orioles selected Tug Arundel. I mean, if you were looking for a backup catcher, I can see that being a valid pick. You know, he's all defense. So, I guess. I mean, he was a round 5 pick. I think you can feel okay letting some of those guys go, especially if it was in one of those bigger drafts. So, Hall of Fame voting results. This will be interesting to see if... I think Craver might have gotten close, and... Was it Cherokee Fisher? Larry Twitchell has informed me. Hall of Fame voting results. So Cherokee Fisher got close, 66.8. Craver 27.2, Jim Carlton 98.3. I think it'll show it in a different form here. Yeah, here we go. Hall of Fame voting history. So, yeah, you can see Cherokee Fisher, leading vote getter, did not get in. So upcoming eligible players. This will be the more interesting one. No, he's all players. That will help. Did not help. Oh, 1886. Okay. 1887. Okay, you don't think there's anybody. What? I'm just confused. We'll just go 87. Do you think there's anybody in 88? There we go. I just wanted to make sure we had people. So that will be a fascinating one. I think Ryan Walters will get in because he was also a very good hitter. You decided to raise my budget. Well, we have all the money in the world and we just can't spend it. So draft pick signing deadline. We've received a trade proposal. You want to send me Frank Fennelly, huh? I mean, he's great, but you want Jack O'Brien. That's the no part. Con Daly. Okay, I'll give up Con. Dave Drew. Sim Bullis. Okay. And Gid Gardner. You can have all of that except for O'Brien. Yeah, you want O'Brien, Casey, or brothers. Well, you can't have them. So what if I put money here? Can I put 1,000? 500? I know, but we're working our way there. Radburn, Backley, Brothers, Casey, yeah. I mean, if you're going to toss that up at that level, let's start to see what we have. I mean, I'll toss Irwin on. Why do you want him? I mean, you feel like you're set at catcher, so he's just something. Now we're starting to get to where we'll start to talk about people. Bernie Graham. I mean, he'll never see the light of day. So, I mean, that's a piece I'd be willing to give up. Because Fenelly's even younger. And Fenelly's still a decent defensive shortstop. You think we should ask for more. If I take some money off, you're okay with that. If I take some money off. Okay, we're close. Yeah, but let's look at his batting stats. Has he done anything? I mean, he's kind of something. So what are we giving up for an elite shortstop? We're giving up our starting shortstop, don't get me wrong, but who's a little bit older and the bat's not playing. We're giving up a backup catcher level player. I can see why. I mean, Dave Drew, he's not going to play. Bernie Graham, we're set at center field, so I don't really need him. He doesn't provide any defense. So I think the only question is the Condaly at this point of it all. I mean, do we feel we have another catcher in the wings? So if I remove Khan out, what are you? Because he is the third best catcher on our roster. He might even be second. But what types of things? Oh, you really feel he's important to this deal, huh? You do. He is the piece you want. Not sure why. But, okay. I think I'm going to make this trade. Because this gives me a great shortstop. It's a huge upgrade. I am giving up really one prospect to make this happen. And I get younger for a better player. And it's a prospect who I think we can live without. It's going to probably put us in a bind at catcher here soon, but I'm going to do it. Actually, they've got Deacon McGuire. Would they flip him back to us as part of this? I do like Deacon McGuire. Really? You like him that much? You like Deacon McGuire that much? Okay. I thought that was going to be the thing that got us there. I think this is a good trade. I know my assistant GM and I disagree. It's one prospect in one starter, but a starter who just that bat isn't going to play and is going to be a problem. So I'm going to pull it. The fans are unhappy about that, but they are happy we brought in Frank Fenley. We have a huge minor league system right now, so let's make those trades. I feel okay doing that, as much as I do like Arthur Irwin. getting Fennelly instantly changes that lineup. So. What? Oh, I need to bring Fennelly on. Got it. That's going to change your decisions. Yeah, a middle of the order bat. I mean, I do wish he'd hit for a little more average, but it will work in our system. So, player development update. Frank Fennelly drops a little bit. Larry Twitchell. His potential improves. You're just all over the map on what you're thinking. I think I would like to make him a center fielder. Because that is something that will play. And worst case scenario, that becomes something we can trade. But we are starting to collect bodies now that we can use. Actually, yeah, I'll put him in center. He'll play left. That's fine. I feel pretty good about what we've collected there. Seward, you think you can come up? That's fine. We can have more of those guys. Field or Harris. I mean, I guess we'll spend some time on Field because he is at least young enough. He was a round 3 pick too. I mean, he's never going to play, but he's at least got some defensive skill. We can move a catcher up. Boyle, you want to come to Double A? Our collection of random talent. Joy, you want to move up? Jones? Basically, we're just looking for people who have, who have like 35 contact. Unknown Willis? Yes, of course. You can go play there. John Kiley, you're in Double A too. Okay, draft pick signing deadline. Spring training begins, so now we get our preseason prediction. Let's see how all of our wheeling and dealing turned out here. Knowing full well it could be, oh boy, we're going long season now. What is that? It's a 140 game season. So that's 20 against each team. So this will be actually very interesting how this works out. How many pitchers do you think you need? You still think, okay, so it's 4 for spring training, but it's really 3. Okay. So you like Brothers and Anson and Pike. You still like Pike. We still like Pike at 40, almost 41. This dude just keeps going up and hitting. You think Casey's a good pitcher, and you think Jersey Backley is going to give us a good year. There's going to be some insane win totals because some of these guys are going to get 50 or 60 starts this year. They do have us pegged as 7 back behind Boston, but they've missed on that the last couple of years. They have us being much better hitters. Somehow they're going to still score almost as many runs. And the runs against, they think they're going to be a lot better there. We're more middle to back of the pack. So some of those don't quite all line up. So we want to go until next week. This is where one of the tricks I've learned over the years is you need to kind of just inch your way there week by week so that when you need to start making roster cuts, you can. You have a few days after the last spring training game to get your roster down to 25, and you can trade pieces, and this is where you can pick up interesting things. Yeah, we're spinning around at 500. That's the only concerning thing. I mean, there is some combination, and that Boston team has sprinted out. Because the regular season starts today? Wait, what's going on? How did that happen? did I hit the wrong button? Okay, so I've got to get this down considerably. So we're going to bring Burns down because he will start eventually. Well, actually, let's check that out. How are you feeling about that? You don't have him up, so let's bring Burns down because we don't want to run his service time. Manziel. Riley. Oh, he's got to clear waivers. Okay, so he's one of those we got to deal with. Sarah Walker, Masgray. Okay, so those guys are getting shipped off. Fenley, Anson, Barkley, Burdock brothers. Carpenter's out of options. So he can go. Householder comes down. How many pitchers? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do not need 9. I tend to only want to have like 8. And they think these guys are done. Yeah, Dory Dean is done. He is cooked. So we'll pay for him. Oh, somebody's going to actually offer me something. That's shocking. So the question is, are any of these guys something we can deal with? Like Tom York. I mean, he actually is somewhat playable yet. Martin Powell. He's got a bat, but he can't field. Foran, I don't need Foran. And Cogswell. I mean, Bill Hutchinson, huh? He actually is pretty good. His contract. He's got option years. Bill Hutchinson it is. Yeah, but I doubt there's much more they're going to give me. I mean, would you throw Lou Brown in? If I take the money off? Yeah. 20. Okay. 25. I'm just going to go to 50. That should be enough. Okay. Complete that trade. Yoink. So Bill Hutchinson gets added to the 40-man and then goes straight to AAA. So up here, so Riley and Masgray are getting packaged together. And where's Masgray? Was it really him? Masgray? You don't have the right to refuse. You got over your bad self. Riley, got John Glenn. Honestly, doesn't provide anything at this point. Didn't even provide a bat, so he can be a part of this. And we'll pay for somebody to take both of these guys off our hands, see if we can get anything. Joe Crotty, does he have any skill as a catcher? Not really. Sam Moffett. Could benefit from a kick in the backside. Awesome. Aaron Clapp. So he could be, I mean, he's a piece. A lot. We've looked at him enough times. Dave Pearson doesn't provide enough. Jumbo Latham doesn't provide enough. So I hate to say it, but the trade we need to make was up here. Aaron Clapp. He provides a little bit of coverage. He could potentially play a corner. He's not a great player, but the type of guy that doesn't hurt to have on your roster. Yeah, this one isn't about fair as much as us unloading useless stuff. 50. Yeah, we'll send him $100. Oh wow, that actually got us there. But I think we'd rather. Where'd my extra third baseman go? I don't need to bring him up yet. Hit Carpenter. Somebody want him for something? Option years? $140. Sadie Hook. Nope, you can't field. Yeah, Tom York. I think I've looked at this enough times. The bat. Actually, defensively, he might be the pickup. You trade me Ed Cogswell? I mean, I guess we do need the backup third baseman if I see somebody. Jacob Doyle's still hanging around. He just can't hit. Baker, I don't need Foran. Yeah, I think we'll pick up York. I know you're looking to get rid of him, but I'll make that trade. Yeah, I know you'd love us to pick something up. But this is about... These are the around the edge trades to see if we can get something. Oh, wow, you just want rid of him. Okay. So would you throw something in? Would you throw a Cal McVay in? No. Would you throw Jim Donahue in? Wait. Del Darling? Yeah, I didn't think you'd do that. I mean, I didn't want him that badly, so I'm not that mad. Jim W.H. Brown, starting pitcher? Yeah, you weren't going to trade that. You actually have a AAA, so let's go shopping there. Dave Oldfield. Just an extra catcher in our organization. Okay. So would you pay me? Okay. I'm going to make that trade. Yeah. I mean, I win that trade. I get a player who never plays for somebody who hopefully will provide us something. Provides a little bit of value. Yeah, I mean, he's not the player he once was, and that's not what we're drafting. We're trading for him for. We're trading for him so we have a defensive left fielder. So we'll see how that, if any of the preseason predictions have changed. Oh, they've really put Boston is running away with this. That their pitching is just that good, huh? We're going to score runs, but so let's go check this out. Okay, Ed Morris. Okay, he's pretty good. Yeah. Podnet, he's pretty good. Henry Porter, pretty good. Yeah. They've done really good on pulling pitchers the last couple of years. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if we have the talent anymore, but we'll see. I thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.